My name is Mickey Cassidy. What I do is I own a restaurant called Mickey Cassidy's, and it's a bar, and it's a fun place to be, and I love owning a bar, and I love working with people every day, you know, talking to people and messing with them and slagging them. That's kind of busting each other's chops. We call it slagging in Ireland, and that kind of thing, and just like a fun place to be. Actually, when I was about 10 or 11 years old, there was a pub just down the street from where we lived, and I used to sneak in there as often as I could, but not for drinks. All the old guys, they would buy me a 7-Up or something. I would sit up with them and just hang out with them, and I kind of fell in love with the whole pub culture when I was that age. Well, I was born in County Mayo, which is on the west coast of Ireland, and then when I was 10, we moved to Cork for 2 years. That's where my mother was from, and then we moved to Shannon when I was 12, and that was a new town, and a new town because they built an industrial park at Shannon at the airport and a duty-free shop, and they built a town around it. I think there's about 15,000 people living there now, but we lived there when the population of Shannon was only like 400 people about.
Now, you said that you had a radio show, so you were a comedian over there?
In Ireland, yeah, I was. I was pretty well known for impersonating different people, but that humour is kind of lost in translation in the States, because what the American ear would hear would probably be the guy doing several different Irish accents,
right? Which
probably blend into one, kind of an Irish accents do kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then myself and my brothers all played music. We had a band called the Cassidy Brothers and Johnny Keenan. Poor old Johnny has since passed away. He was a great banjo player, and we used to play Irish music when we were kids. And my father used to play the fiddle, and of course he was the one who got us into the music, and we had a great time doing that as well. I do like it. I kind of fell into it by accident, because I used to be a school teacher for 12 years. I taught school over in Ireland, and then I came over here 20 years ago to take a career break with the intention of staying for a year or two, and I'm still here. And actually, this bar opened 20 years ago today.
Oh, really?
And it was called Sabina Doyle's, and I came to work for the guy who owned it. His name was Joe Griffiths, and somebody told me that they were opening an Irish bar in Medway called Sabina Doyle's, so I called up the owner, and the minute he heard me talking, I had the job. That was it.
Tough questions. All right, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color by far is blue. I have a blue jeans on today and a blue, whatever you call this thing, sweater.
Okay. What's your favorite beer?
My favorite beer is Guinness, and that's when. But I also like lager as well. Like, of the American beers, believe it or not, Miller Lite would be my favorite one. I think it's got the best flavor of the typical American beers.
Okay.
Actually, there's a good story about an American guy that came to Ireland, and he never had a pint of Guinness before, and he went into a pub in County Kerry, and he says to the barman, he says, "Could I have a pint of Guinness, please?" And the barman says, "Of course you can." And then he says to him, "Would you like a fast one or a slow one?" And the American says, "Well, which is the proper way?" And he says, "Oh, the proper way is a slow one. You fill it up about 3/4, and then you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then you top it off." And the American guy says, "Well, I guess I'll have a slow one." And the Irish guy says to him, "Would you like a quick one while you're waiting for it?" We're getting away from the fish, thank God.
We're getting away from the fish.
Any character in fiction?
Yeah, what would you be? Who would you be? And why?
It's fiction stuff that never happened, is it?
Right.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Any character in fiction I'd like to be. There was a cartoon character in Ireland called he was called Roy of the Rovers. He was a fantastic soccer player. And I think Roy of the Rovers. He was in a children's comic book called The Dandy, and we used to read it when we were kids. And Roy of the Rovers he would go out and score about a dozen goals in every game, and then he'd do that in the morning, go back and do it again in the afternoon. So that's the kind of a guy I'd like to be.
Are you big into soccer or football?
I am big into soccer and Gaelic football as well. Gaelic football was my favourite game. That's a game. It's a kind of a combination of rugby and soccer and everything else. As a matter of fact, if you look on YouTube, you'll find some great examples of Gaelic football, and you can watch that instead of having me explain the rules for you.
Sounds good.
Well, I'd like to share. I wouldn't like to share my money with them, but I'd like to share the idea that coming down here, you're usually guaranteed a good time, if that's what you're looking for, and good food, good drinks, good company, and we have trivia every Thursday, which is a great time, and on Saturday night we have open mics here, and generally what we say in Ireland, good old crack. That's about it.
Good old crack. Cheers to that. All right, and that's it.
Thank you. I think impersonating myself is hard enough. Trying to keep this accent up for the last 20 years is hard enough without doing anybody else's one.